reconnect, but if I can talk to you, then I should be good. Okay, it's back. We're back.
There we go.
We got
We're
it.
back.
We got it. We're okay,
Hey.
folks.
All right. Anywho, in this round, it is a lot. It's a much greater start for everybody involved. Only a 10th and a half, roughly separating them. It is Flimsy who's worse for air right now. Noisia leading it with his teammate Cackney. PPC's coming back, but Cackney makes that mistake that puts him out of the running. Noisia right now, and it is going to be PC making a mistake as well. It is all on Flimsy and Noisia. It feels like we've seen this happen so many times. Flimsy gets this overtake here as we go onto the plastic into the no break. I don't know how he managed to make that line squeak through, but he gets an amazing end. A 1 minute .09 from Flimsy on Epic Bacon. That puts him second in an updated 2. That's incredible.
Actually, no. That was like maybe 100th slower than his PB, which was already second. But to be fair,
that doesn't matter. That's a stupidly fast time. So
that's third
Flimsy's
world.
done. Third world. PC's got to do it. He's got to get it done, but he's got to get through Cackney and he's got to get through Noisia.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough ask, although PC has had a good round here and there in terms of getting, a really solid first place. And I mean, would you have predicted Suicide Squad to potentially be on the back foot coming into this 1v1? I mean, like, we knew it was going to be a close match, but it feels like it's a lot closer than even we were expecting. I was kind of expecting Suicide Squad to walk away with it, and they're not having the easiest of times here. Chalk it is giving them a run for their money. I mean, even right now, PC's technically in third, but they're all right next to each other. I mean, PC going for a wider approach, he's going to have more speed, but is he going to be able to overtake? I don't think that's really going to be the case as Cackney gets a very clean approach, and if Noisia was in first, that would have been terribly close, but ultimately it's just first place that matters, so.
Yep. Timmy's pointing out that Cackney did a 59 last round. We didn't even notice. That is, I feel bad. I feel like we should have noticed that, but a 59.984. I mean, come on, man. That is stupidly fast. I mean, we were flipping out over a Flimsy 1 minute time, but Cackney just being like, hey man, what the hell? But we are into the last round of Epic Bacon. PC versus Noisia. Oh no, PC, he got the slightest touch of the hole. That's it. That's gotta, unless Noisia decides to absolutely troll, we should be good. So that'll put Suicide Squad up 2-1 in this best of 3. If they win the next map, they will be qualified through to tomorrow. If they don't, however, well, they will still have one more map to play. And which map is it? I don't really know what the order is. I probably should have taken a look, but 7 seconds between Noisia and PC has become 8 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes 9 seconds by the time we get to the end. Noisia, oh my god, there's no way. Okay. All right.
That got scary.
All right. Yeah, I got a little nervous there. I saw that landing. It got a bit tight. A bit too tight for my liking. I won't lie. I was a little expectant of something to happen, but Suicide Squad survives. They will go up 2-1, best of 5, as we go to potentially our last map, and that map is going to be none other than American Lions. And what a map this has been for this competition.
Yeah, it's
all over the place. You can't even hard pressed to be able to call that one with any sort of accuracy or reliability.
No, honestly, this map, it feels like it's so back and forth, and with these teams, it's not just a pace map, it's like a tricky pace map, you know what I mean? It's deceptively difficult, and yeah, I don't know. Well, we can assume that the one thing we can be sure of is that both teams are going to get finalists before we close out this map. There's not enough points to prevent that.
No, but the question is, do we keep the trend going of getting 5? in the first round. I don't know. I'd like it. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him keep doing that because it's kind of funny. I won't lie. That shows the level of consistency, though. I'd like to argue that, but
certainly.
Well,
I'm curious to see how hard they're gonna risk the risky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you can send it here, and we actually saw Cackney do just that in the previous round, even of the series of the previous match that they were in. So who knows? Well, right now everyone's mostly keeping it clean. Cackney does touch there, so he's going to fall rather far behind because that is directly on the penalty. I'm sure exactly where he wanted that to go. PC, I think, had a small touch there. He fell a little bit behind. Maybe it was just a release to avoid the touch. But either way, Noisia is kind of stuck in second place. I don't know if PC is going to be able to overtake Flimsy, keeping it clean, and should be able to secure not a 5-5 for once, and instead it's going to be a 6-4. So we've broken the curse.
No, it's not a curse. It's a blessing. What are you talking about?
Depends on who you ask.
That's true. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Well, it's a good start for Chalkit. Flimsy having the world record on this map with a 54.518. Noisia, though, with the 54.562, so half a tenth separates himself from the world record. Of course, that is a best case scenario type of time. That's obviously rounds is going to be played a lot differently from time attack, but still a decent indication of where somebody's speed might be. Because if you have the world record, then it's assumed that you probably know what you're doing. As Cackney gets a no slide at the worst possible moment on this track, so that'll put him out of the running for first. He's only 3/4 of a second back, but unless there's some major mistakes or Cackney throws on the jets, I mean, he's going to be out of this round, and he does gain a little bit of ground here, about a tenth. As we get closer and closer to the end, Flimsy and PC keeping Noisia sandwiched between them. We are going onto the grass. Noisy with an inside line. He will get the jump and will get that first place. So, unfortunately, we had to drop around, but we're back on the 5-5. We love it.
Well, if they continue the 5-5 through the next two rounds, then they can once again put Suicide Squad at the begrudging 19. As someone clips there, I think that might have been PC? No, Cackney. Noisia.
Oh boy.
Just cycle through all four names until you find the right one, but
eventually you're bound to hit it.
25% chance, but we got there. And Noisia is also somehow catching up. He's sending it, apparently. Okay, yes, he's sending it very hard as he's gaining a few hundreds each and every checkpoint, although not that one. So the reactor lets everyone kind of get a little bit further ahead. I don't think we've had a fully clean round on this map thus far, and yeah, Noisia, just looking at the splits, it's having not the best of rounds.
No, Cackney is at least picking up the slack there. Noisia on that penalty grass section, he clipped those rocks on the inside, so that's what ruined his run. But Cackney is able to keep things stabilized as PC slides off. That might give Noisia a chance to get in. Noisia misses the risky finish. PC gets it second time of asking, as does Noisia. That was almost a 1-3 for Suicide Squad, but as all things equal in this world, it is another 5-5, so we'll be at 16-14. Now, we could we get 19 all? We might. No, I don't think we can. We can't get 19.
No.
Unless Flimsy and PC can get 19, but that would involve Cackney and Noisia getting first and second. So potentially Flimsy and PC, if they play their cards right, if one of them wins the round, they'll be finalist. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know.
Well, right now, Noisia is holding on to first place with an iron grip. Although Flimsy pushing up, as is Cackney. PC not really that far behind, although now you do have PC, or rather Cackney falling further behind. PC catching back up to Noisia, and it looks like Flimsy is going to maintain that first place spot. Noisia gets dangerously close to the edge of the pole, and that's going to be not even a 19. That's going to be, what, an 18? 17.
17, so they'll just have to finish. We'll just have to finish the round, but Suicide Squad coming out with, Chalkit coming out with 7, so This is, I believe this is the first time that they've gotten finalists before Suicide Squad. I mean, we've had them where they've gotten it at the same time, but I'm fairly certain this is the first time here today that Chalkit has gotten that finalist before the other team has. So it will be interesting to see if they can get it done. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of strategy that gets played into this, because Flimsy right now obviously has the world record and Noisia is third. You know, if Cackney makes a mistake and Noisia happens to be behind PC long enough, you know, you ask the question of, does Flimsy DNF to guarantee that his teammate gets through, and then it's all on Flimsy for that next round. But it is Cackney and Noisia running up front, as we do have Flimsy DNFing, clipping the edge. He knows that round's over. It's all on PC. If he can get this overtake Cackney, if it happens, he's got to miss the risky, but that will not happen. So we are all tied up at 20. Everybody's got finalist once again. It seems like the more things change, the less they stay, or the more they stay the same at the same time. So, 3 more rounds, Acrinator. It feels like we've been here before.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, just get first place now. If you ain't first, you're last. And, well, Suicide Squad has the opportunity to finally, after a very potentially hard-fought victory, claim their spot for tomorrow. And keep in mind that the team that loses here has to play for a couple more hours still after this match, and that's a tall ask. Now, I believe, Flimsy died somewhere along the lines, and DNF.
Cackney died.
Cackney not DNFing, crucially. Never DNF, kids. But PC, it gets a little bit of airtime, and Noisia does get a little bit more speed. However, it seems to have equalized with 2 of them neck and neck. PC even getting a little bit more position, but Noisia going for a very inside approach, going wide. Is he going to be able to overtake PC?
Oh, no.
Has a better line, and he will be able to just barely bounce into the finish ever so slightly sooner. Neil with the raid. Thank you very much, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. I would have to assume that means that Carl and Neil have secured their spot for tomorrow if he stopped streaming.
I would have to I'd have to agree, but Noisia, he air braked during that final jump, and he just clipped the platform that the finish block sits on. So that's why PC was able to punch his ticket through. So it all falls to Flimsy, potentially going into map number 5, which would be, oh goodness, what would that be? Correct me if I'm wrong. It would not be Bug Spray.
No, that would. Cackney.
Oh, God, Cackney.
No.
Uh-oh. All right, it's all on Noisia. Noisia gets a little bit of air before this wood section. Flimsy crashes! Flimsy right into the rocks. I mean, I've heard of getting your drinks on the rocks, but it's not like that, my friend. But he does DNF. He wouldn't be able to come back. Cackney was there as a safety net. And Noisia, he's just going to take it easy. He's going to slow down a bit.
Oh, they're letting Cackney. Yeah, he's letting Cackney.
Smart. This is so smart. Never mind. Never mind.
What are these goofballs doing, bro?
What is the troll budget? We are trolling.
I have to... Yeah, okay. I had to open up chat just to see. It was just Cackney laughing. What happened?
Good. He didn't even have the speed either.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, 1v1 Cackney Flimsy. It ends here. Potentially ends the series here. Unless Flimsy wins, and then we're going to a map 5. Flimsy is right neck and neck with Cackney, but Cackney gets a little bit more speed coming out of these first few drifts. Nothing major right now. There's just a few milliseconds, so both of them release before the drift, so they're dead even. Both of them are absolutely in the fight still, but this is where Flimsy faltered last time. He takes it so close. I'm surprised he didn't clip there. He's really risking it, but even after all that, he's a 10th behind, taking it very inside. Cackney gets a little bit of airtime, so he does lose a bit of speed. I don't know how Flimsy's avoiding these clips, but so far it's paying off. Right now, Cackney is so damn close to clipping everything. They know they have to risk it. Flimsy should be able to close it. Ladies and gentlemen, you tuned in at just the right time because we're going to map 5.
That's gonna be Lumavale.
Is
It's
it?
going to be
I've
Lumavale.
completely lost track at this point.
Oh my god! While you were going through that round in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm like, we played this map, we played that map, we played this other map. All right, Lumavale, last map, best of 5 comes down to that 5th map.
Oh dear.
How do you predict this? How
Oh
would you
god.
even begin to form an opinion on the prediction?
I don't
Because
know.
I sure as hell can't. Noisia and Cackney have the 1 in 2 records in the world. This might be exactly what they wanted.
I'm sure they did not want to go to map 5 here, but regardless of how well they perform on this map, I think just based on, the obvious world records that Suicide Squad has a slight edge, but the way Flimsy and PC have been playing, they feel very momentum based, but they have the momentum, and that's terrifying, right?
Yep, yeah.
So it's really gonna depend, I'd say, on like these first 2 rounds. I want to see how PC and Flimsy play, because of course this is a whole new map. Sometimes that can throw off momentum, but this isn't the craziest map in the world. It's one of the more tame maps, dare I say. It's just pace.
Mm-hmm.
The ending is a little bit wonky. Obviously, we've seen plenty of clips towards the rally castle block,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if that's going to be enough to throw PC and Flimsy off of the momentum they've built thus far. And I mean, right now, we're set up for another 5 points across the board, but, they're so early into the map, it's hard to say quite yet.
Yeah, Cackney, I was watching him during warm-up. He made a mistake. On that that grass uphill where you have the barrier on your right side, it looks like one of those old, like, TMNF, TM2 Stadium, like, platform blocks that have that big blue wall. He made a mistake in the warm-up by grazing that, and he did the exact same thing at the start of this round, which is why he's down in 4th. But we are getting into the end, and despite his mistake, he's kept it within about half a second. But he gets it a little bit sloppy there at the end. So it will be starting off as it should with 5 points for each team,
As is tradition.
as is tradition here in match. I wonder what it was like in match 1. I mean, it seems like Carl and Neil closed that out 3-2, because I did check at one point, and it was 2-1. So I don't know if I guess one match has to have the even point split, and the other ones don't. Nah, Neil, and the getting each team gets 5 points per round, because we've had like 18 million rounds where it's just 5 and 5, 5 and 5, 5 and 5, 5 and 5. You're finalists. Now you got to figure it out. So I don't know. It's great for Suicide Squad. They're running 1 and 2 right now. Okay, they're not running 1 and 2. They're running 1 and 3. PC had a mistake earlier on, so this is fantastic. We are on for not a 5 though. We are on for a 6 and a 4, unless Cackney decides to delete himself from life.
Noisia oversteered a little bit, so Flimsy was able to catch up by maybe a few hundredths. I don't know what's going on with 3rd and 4th. We're just going to stay on with these top 2 because it's more impressive looking for the cameras. But Noisia, thus far, is staying in 1st place in a rather stable position. That looks like a touch, but I don't think he really got any acceleration penalties, so everyone should be able to finish, barring any catastrophe. Yeah, I saw someone in chat earlier ask how much the cruise control loses. From what I've seen, the very few times I've seen people hit it, it seems to be around like 3 to 4 tenths of a second. It's not very far until you hit the checkpoint and reset it, but you do lose like a solid, 20-30 speed over a couple blocks. So it does lose quite a lot, especially at this level. If they risk that hard and they hit it, they're basically 4th place guaranteed unless someone just hard crashes earlier. But I mean, now, again, looking at the points, 11 and 9, they're basically neck and neck. So only 20 points to the finalist, and that's where the fun part really starts to come into play, because it's just full send.
And the added benefit of, if you win, you get to stop playing. You get to take it easy, take a shower, get some food, just relax. But the other side, you got to deal with the fact that, hey, you are going to be stuck playing for at least another hour or two as Noisia grazes the wall there. That was minuscule of a touch, so that'll send him down into purgatory of 4th place. Cackney, though, still leading it. Flimsy and PC are just separated by a couple of hundredths. Cackney holding on, though. It will be another 5 points that'll at least keep their lead. But in this end, taking it a little too inside could be a bit detrimental, but Cackney, thankfully, an expert on that turn, so up and through they go. It is 5 points for everybody, and that will give 16 points over to Suicide Squad. Shock It, however, will have to settle for 14. We don't have the potential for double finalists, sadly, which is unfortunate, but
well,
we do have finalists and 19.
We could. If we get a 1 in 3 for Chalk-It, that would give them 6 and then 4. So we could, but it feels
You're
like
right.
these
I can't
teams...
do math, have you noticed?
Caster math. But, yeah, based on the start of this round, Flimsy... They can't be last. If they want finalists, they need to have at least 3rd place and at least at least first. The other position with the F. But right now, Suicide Squad neck and neck with each other. PC does gain a little bit of speed coming out of that plastic wall ride section. I don't know how and where. I think this happened in PATC as well, where he's just getting a stupid amount of speed out of that. I remember us mentioning that at least once or twice, but oh wow, that was a beautiful inside approach. He's not in 1st, but he's in 2nd, and that's better than 3rd. The math.
Yeah, no, Noisia set up a bit wider, so he was able to get more speed out of it. PC was a big inside line, but he's got another big inside line as he tries to take it to Noisia, but it's not going to be enough. It'll be 1 and 3 for Suicide Squad. Shock It's got to settle for 2nd and 4th, which will only give them 4 points, which means they are 2 points off of finalists. But more importantly, Suicide Squad has gotten to finalist. We are potentially looking at the last 2 rounds of this stage of the tournament. At most, we are looking at what, 4, 5 rounds? 1.
Well, it's going to take 1 round, so 3 more, 2 or 3 more rounds.
Okay, caster math. But this is if you're Noisia and Cackney, this is where you want to be. Where you want to be finalists. You've got Flimsy making a mistake. So that that just leaves PC and another one.
He hit the cruise.
And he hits the cruise control. So that's basically the round. So now Cackney and Noisia have to decide, okay, who's going to get 1st, who's going to get 2nd. We got a 2nd gap to 3rd place. So I know Flimsy he's trying though. It's all for naught because it seems like Noisia and Cackney are sending it just as well.
Yeah.
But
they want to be able to choose who gets out now.
Well, the uphill sees both of them keeping that gap maintained. I think Noisia might take it. I think Noisia might go through 1st.
Possibly. I mean, we've certainly seen sometimes where they'll just DNF and Noisia full releases there, so I think he's just getting set up for it. And it's going to be Cackney. So Noisia, I guess unsurprisingly, is going to be the 2nd one to attempt to validate that finalist. But now, Chalk It, they only needed 2 points, basically just finish the map, and now they're finalists. So if there's ever a time to keep it clean, fellas, it's going to be now, as you potentially get sent down to the lower bracket with just this 1 round.
Yeah, but Noisia he's not infallible. He can bleed, and we've seen it plenty of times throughout this competition. Flimsy and PC. This time around, they're getting the start a lot better. We'll see this downhill has claimed so many, but they do snake it through perfectly. PC looking on up the field. He is just waiting for anybody to make a mistake, and ideally it's not his teammate Flimsy. Noisia holding it by a little over 1/10 of a second. We're getting into the drift, one of the last drifts on this track. It is still the same gap as it was before. It barely moves the needle at all. But Noisia setting up wide. Flimsy doesn't get the booster. It's all on PC. Can he deny Noisia? Can he deny Suicide Squad a ticket to tomorrow? I don't know if it's going to be possible. It's 0.3 of a second. Noisia comes out the other side ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Suicide Squad tells Chalk It to Can It. They're going through to tomorrow. And sadly for the boys in blue, they've got to keep playing. And now they have to trudge through the lower bracket. If they lose, they're out. Cackney and Noisia can do as Neil and Charles have done. Or Neil and Carl have done, excuse me. And just take it easy. It's well-deserved. Hard-fought match all the way to the end. I was surprised we managed to go to 5.
I think by the time we got to 2-1, I was kind of expecting it to go to the full distance, 3-2, as they were not giving each other any quarter whatsoever. I mean, they played their hearts out. And I got a feel for Chalk It because now, in order to make it to tomorrow, they got like, what, 3 more rounds to play? Hold on, let's pull up the
Something like
spreadsheet.
That? Yeah, if you want to pull that up.
Let's see. So they're going to get sent down. No, actually, they get sent immediately to the lower bracket qualifier. So technically, they get a break for one round because we're gonna be covering this match. It's the only match remaining right now. Actually, we're gonna have to, I think server 1 is still screwy, so I would hope that they're not putting this game in.
Oh God, please don't.
That would be funny, but I feel like that would just kill randomize. But actually, we can also look and see who from the lower bracket was eliminated. TMGMs and Driving Gentlemen made it through. Kind of unsurprising in that regard. Bluegrass Vibes and Misconfiguration said goodbyes, and I think Team PB and RPG players were the other two that we more or less expected. I could have seen Keyboard Warriors maybe take it, but they needed to solidify their performance a little bit more.
Yeah, they needed a miracle or something because it just wasn't going to work. When you're with PB and RPG, you're kind of already working at a deficit.
So it looks like the match has already started in server 3. So if we want to hop in there and catch the action.
Wow, we're in a server that's not 2. That's amazing. I never thought I'd see the day.
Well, the very first one we were in server 4.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Okay.
Let's hop in, and not too much has happened quite yet. You can see, some teams getting a little bit further ahead, but I think, DG, I'll just call them, not quite Damascus anymore, but the Driving Gentlemen are, up there with Team PB. RPG players and the TMGMs are trailing behind a little bit as we're here on Epic Bacon.
Yeah, back to that good old 180 for this. I know you guys have missed it. I know it's been a while, so we figured we would give you a little bit of something to play with in the meantime. But from here, it is lose and you're out. There is no coming back from this one. I'm not surprised that... Actually, I am surprised that we're not seeing Charles and Nixotica doing as well. I would have expected them to be up in the front and actually, leading this match. But obviously right now they're not by 7 points of a deficit. It is the duo of Fegley and Barry who are showing that they've got some teeth. And they're taking a chunk out of some of NCSA's best. Holy, everybody is having problems. What in the world is happening?
No idea. Fegley went from fighting for first to 7th. Everyone finished. That's at least we could say that happened. Cackney rating as well. Welcome Raiders. GG's to Cackney. I'm sure he very much needs a break after that. That was a hell of a match. Yeah, that was absolutely incredible to watch. That was amazing. I'm so glad we got to witness that because I couldn't have imagined it going any other way. Certainly, and well, right now we have mostly because of Fegley getting 7th place in the last round. I think Barry wasn't super high up on the leaderboard there, so DG able to catch up at least a little bit in terms of points, but they weren't also doing too hot, but it does allow the other two teams to catch up a little bit, I guess. I'm pretty sure Wiggity was up towards the front there. So, well, Nixotica currently leading in his own map. Seems uncommon, at least in NCSA comps, that the mapper does well on their own map. Not just Nix, not making fun of him, but he just happens to map a lot of NCSA maps and is also, a player. Fegley currently in second place. Raceland actually overtaking just barely. I don't know how he got first place.
No.
Someone crashed.
Exotica failed. He failed the end. He went into the left side of the finish gate and got jostled over.
Tragic. Classic. Whatever you want to call it. Either way, the points feel more condensed than they were when we hopped into this match.
Yeah. It's a lot more rambunctious, if you will. But 92 points sees PB in the lead. Then it is going to be the Driving Gentleman with 84. RPG's at 70 and TMGM's down in the dumps with 66 points. So the top end of town is still... It's still up for grabs who gets first. It doesn't really matter, though. It's you know, if they both get to finalists, as long as they... Well, hold on. Regardless of whoever goes first and second.
Yeah. Well...
Oh, that's right. It's the seating. You're right. I'm an idiot.
Well, first place has to face Chalkit. Second place has to face H&D. So...
Yep.
There definitely is a difference there of, like... You know, who do you want to go against? The team that is exhausted from trying to beat Cackney and Noisy, or the team that's exhausted from getting their teeth kicked in by Carl Jr. and Neil, which, I mean, to be fair, they took a map off of Carl Jr. and Neil, so I don't know which one's scarier, honestly, the enemy you know or the enemy you're not sure of.
I guess the enemy you're not sure of, because you don't know how they're gonna play. You don't know how to prepare properly until you actually get there, and that's, I mean, that is probably the worst of it. So, you know, I'm ready to see what happens. We'll have 2 more matches to play today, so I'm ready for it. We'll see who in this lobby has what it takes as Barry makes a mistake. We'll see who has it in them to keep it going and make it to tomorrow. But Fegley up in front with Nixotica in tow, and Toto and Cheese are behind as well. Barry, Wiggity, Raceland, Charles. Charles having some blunder there. I don't know what happened exactly, but it is not doing him or his team any favors. So Nixotica staying in second, almost touching the wall there, but Fegley will get first. That'll be a banger 10 points for him. His teammate comes across to make it 15 for the squad, and he pops in a 107.04. That is almost top 10, or almost top 5 round. It's a great round from Fegley.
You know, for someone who has not participated in a ton of events recently, Fegley came back and just came back with a vengeance, apparently, as you know, he pulls out all the stops and is consistently getting these like really good times. He's making it very far in these tournaments, so I don't know who convinced him to come back, but I'm really happy that he is back.
Well, whoever's somebody dumped all their stats into charisma, and it certainly worked.
I think it might have been Alex, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, he's just going for the speech max build, just talking his way through things. I get it. I understand. I've been there, but right now we can't really worry about talking your way out of things in Dragmania. You got to drive. You got to actually put in the effort. And right now, Cheese, after being told to lock in by Alex, has unfortunately given someone the key, so he is not locked in. Oh, and Charles, yeah, he's not doing any better. But Toto and Raceland, for them, this could be big. They're in last right now, but this will put them ahead of TMGM regardless of where they finish. Wiggity, though, trying to stop the bleeding for his team. And right now he is in second. He's under attack. Raceland's trying to get a better exit. It's not going to work, though, as Raceland tumbles his way through the finish. He went a little bit wide. He got a little too much air going into that booster. So I think he just clipped the hole that they had to jump through. He was lucky that it was only Charles there to really capitalize. It could have been a lot more disastrous had it been the rest of the field, but they'll get the most points, that yellow team with 15, and that'll put him up into third, only 11 points behind Driving Gentleman.
Well, they're going to have to find those 11 points because third ain't good enough at this point. This is an elimination match, and, well, if you're Driving Gentleman, I think you kind of have to start feeling the pressure, right? Like, you're not super far off first place, but you don't want to be that close to third place either, because that is the hot seat. And, well, Team PB thus far seems to be pretty stable. I say that, and Fegley's a little bit further behind, but Barry is, at the very least, up there, fighting for third place.
Yeah, he's trying to do something to help out. I mean, it's really the name of the game right now. Is just do whatever you can, get your team
Oh my
closer
God.
to finalists. As Raceling completely miscalculates, goes right into the light pole. Those things claim victims. It seems like every day. That just leaves Wiggity battling it out with Nixotica, a phrase I never thought I'd be saying. But it is Nixotica who has gotten the better exit and continues to hold that lead. He's got Charles there with him. Oh, Charles is making a lot of problems. And Nick, what? Wait, how did Nixotica mess that up? What are you talking about?
You know, just in time. I'm gonna say that wasn't even a caster curse. That was a chat curse, as Dummy earlier in the round said he needs Charles and Nixotica to lock in because he wants to face Team PB. So I think they're sabotaging you, Dummy, as it were. As well, now the battle for second place is pretty close, dare I say. Within a round or two, this could flip around, and I don't know, it's getting kind of dicey if you're not Fegley and Barry.
I know, I was going to say, unless they both finish last, and, you know, best case scenario for RPG players to get 1 and 2, yeah, we could pull this back in. I mean, when we joined, oh, there goes Barry. When we joined, this was a lot more spread out. It wasn't, you know, perfect by any means. It wasn't like, oh, you know, 1 and 2 are battling, and then 3 or 4 by them are battling each other. It was everybody was kind of on their own island when we popped in here. So I'm surprised that it's come back like this. But then again, with the rounds we've been having, the matches we've been having, this is not the first time. This is not the first time we have seen teams come all the way back and bring it to a decisive final few rounds. But Fegley leading from Charles and Toto. Cheese on the outside. Nixotica makes amends for the last round as he'll come across the line in 5th to give his team 10 points. Fegley, though, it's going to be 11 for Team PB. And then TMGM with 8, and it will be 9. Or no, sorry, not 9. It will be 10. 11. For RPG players, like
12,
math, I swear.
13,
but I'm gonna get it eventually. It will be correct. It's a matter of when. We are moving on to Coconut. +4 in events for. Yes, it is. It is amends for last round because he crashed and finished like dead last. So, anywho, we're on to Coconut as I get bullied. It's just a standard part for the course at this point in my life. PB's in the lead, 139. Then it's Driving Gentleman at 116. RPG players, very slight bit of spacing between themselves and TMGM's, 108 to 105.
It's getting tight.
How do we do this?
Right. Team PB,
yeah,
I'd say they're pretty safe right now. Like they're not catastrophically failing. If one of them does fail, usually the other one's in first place. They're in a good position, right? But everyone else, like if you're a DG, you're in an okay spot, but you need to, as Dummy would say, lock in because you're not exactly super safe. You're gonna be trying to close out your finalists if the points stand in a similar situation. Ignore Toto. If the points stand in a similar situation, then they're going to be trying to close out finalists when everyone else is getting finalists, and that's not fun. That has a lot of stress, and as we've seen previously, I think even with Barry it was, that's difficult to deal with, right? Because then everyone else just starts sending it because they have no other option, and you have to send it, and that's where mistakes are born.
Yeah, it's those very intense moments, stressful moments, and you're dealing with a game where the competition, it's, you know, you don't get a chance to slow it down and think. It's not like a Counter-Strike where, you know, sometimes players will just take a second in the round, slow down, kind of figure out what the plan is and move from there. This is Trackmania. You are always moving. If you stop in the middle of a round, congratulations, you've just lost the round for your team or for yourself, regardless of what it is. Ooh. So you have to make these split-second decisions, and sometimes you just make the wrong one. We've seen it time and time again, not just here, but just throughout the history of Trackmania. Whether you're talking competitively or casually, it's always something that's going to happen. So how you manage that stress in an environment like this. I think that is what separates the cream from the crop, really.
Well, certainly, and I think the TMGMs are going to make a little bit of a statement on this map, because that previous round, remember, they're going into it in 4th place, just barely, a couple points. They've now jumped up with a solid 15 points gained from last round. They're battling for 2nd, genuinely. So, and I mean, right now, look at it. Wiggity's not too far behind. Cheese is up there fighting for 1st with, you know, the Team PB, who are expected to be stealing all these points away. And while Wiggity falls a little ways behind, Cheese is still up there, although the rest of the pack somehow passed him, and now they're in, like, almost dead last. So that was just a really solid round, minus Toto.
Exactly. Yep, minus Toto. That's okay. We're not worried about that.
He's 2.5 seconds behind. It's okay to say that. It's not bullying. It's just a fact.
You're right. That's a Charles and Exotica. They made some ground there. 14 points it was, but I mean it's still not enough to close that gap, because there's still, what is that, 25 points behind Team PB, who are only 16 points. So if one of them wins the round and the other one finishes 4th or better, we'll get them to finalist. TMGM has taken over that 3rd spot from RPG players, so this might not be RPG's map.
Maybe not. I've noticed Toto has been having some issues here and there, although I say that in this round he looks pretty solid. But Raceland is now, you know, a 2.5 behind, so I think they're taking turns in the mud. But at the very least, Toto could make up for it a little bit, at least trying to up in 2nd place. Fegley seems to be on a really good run. And, well, let's hop on board with Nixotica. That should give us a good idea of what the pack is doing. Currently 1 person in both the top 4 and the bottom 4 from each team, but it looks like Fegley's going to remain strong, and Wiggity just barely able to overtake Toto there for those extra 2 points. Exotica and Charles take a respectable 9 points. Raceland takes his singular point, and he's just going to have to live with it because, well, Toto did a little bit of the heavy lifting that time.
Yep, just a bit. So, PB will not get finalists. They'll get 13 points, so they just finish next round. That's going to suck. I don't think anyone else can get it, though. I mean, best case for Driving Gentlemen's is 18 points, so that'll put them at 166. So they won't be able to get finalist either. So for Team PB, this is actually not that bad. It's the last round of Coconut, so for some of these teams that's a problem, because this seems to be a map that they're very comfortable on. But for whatever's up next, I'm not too certain. But for PB, they'll at least come out of this one with finalists. So we'll see how they can fare on that next map. Fegley, though, leading it. Wiggity's behind Nixotica, Raceland, Berry, Cheese, Total, Charles. It's within half a second for everybody. And as I say that, Charles does respawn. So now everybody's within 0.3 of a second. I've seen some more respawns in the back. So it's your top 5 separated by about 3.5 seconds. Fegley on the uphill, very wide of an entry. That's going to set him up beautifully. Nixotica will come in from behind. So will Wiggity, Berry, Toto. Cheese will be late to the party, but better late than never. Same with Raceland, and Charles is there with the red solo cups that we desperately need. But Team PB will go on to a finalist at the map switch. It's just a question of where are we going?
Well, it should be Bug Spray.
It might be. I don't know. Be careful what you wish for there, Icarus. Listen, the end. It is Bug Spray. God.
Perfect. I was like trying to think of which ones it could be, and it was either going to be, I think, Coconut we hadn't, or no, that was Coconut we just played.
We were just Coconut.
We had already seen Lumavale. I think we had already seen Bacon. So I think it was guaranteed Bug Spray. Yeah, this should be the
Bug Spray or Lions.
Oh right, we didn't see Lions, right? But 50-50. But either way.
Yeah, 50-50. You forgot the other half of the 50, and you're like, well, it's got to be this one, surely. And it turns out it was.
I was just hoping it would be this one because it would be funnier. And it is.
It is. It's very good. And this is a map that I thoroughly enjoy watching just for the end, because that is where the most chaos comes from. You'd think it would be some of these, platform transfers or the smaller bug slides. Nope, not at all. Not in the slightest. It is the very end, how much you risk it. But Team PB on finalists, Fegley and Berry. Right now, Fegley has gotten the best start. We'll see if he can keep that going. Driving Gentleman at 157, TMGM's at 145, RPG at 130. Could see potentially 2 more finalists. I would be amazed if RPG managed to overcome what is a 50-point valley right now by the end of this.
Yeah, no, I think they're really fighting an uphill battle, and they're going to need to start getting 18 points every single round if they want to do that. Charles, however, currently up in the lead, and while Raceland is in the fray, we'll say, Toto is not quite where he needs to be, meaning second place. Fegley is certainly not going to be closing it out, and Barry had crashed out earlier in the round, so I mean that's just going to be everyone else breathing a sigh of relief as they don't need to worry about the finalists. But Raceland,
oh my god,
gets a little bit of a wicked entrance there. I think I don't even know what to think. That was just cool. Brain stopped working.
I didn't see that. I was watching Charles and Wiggity. Wiggity had a much tighter inside line, so he was able to overtake Charles there for that first place. If somebody has a clip of that whatever happened, please.
He did like a 360 and then kind of continued the bug slide as he landed.
Honestly, though, that's like the most based thing you can do in TM.
Give up the 10 points for 4th place and some wicked points.
Exactly. Listen, wicked
Toto.
points, style points. I know. Yeah, I saw Toto. Wicked points and style points. That's where the money's at. But Driving Gentlemen will be getting, of course, barring any sort of mishaps, they will be getting finalists here. Fegley could get himself sorted out and just leave it to Barry, but it's really it. I don't think TMGM won't do anything finalist wise, and neither will RPG.
No, they've got a pretty big cushion. Even still, while it got close a little bit on Lumavale, it's primarily DG and Team PB who are going to be fighting for those finalist spots. However, some of these other teams might be okay. Wiggity's out of it. Where is everyone? Where's Fegley? Okay, Fegley's right there. Charles going for the safe finish, and Fegley is allowed to finish it. I don't think Charles hit the reset.
He did not hit the reset.
It was a good call by him. He couldn't have made the risky, but
fantastic decision making, because he easily could have just tunnel visioned.
It's so easy to. Great decision making. Unfortunately, that was the deciding factor in allowing Fegley to get into the finish first. You know, it's risky for a reason. It's faster. But now the pressure's on Barry, and we saw him in the upper bracket, which is actually what sent them down into the lower bracket, where Barry struggled, specifically on this map, I think. Oh dear, and the pressure might be getting to him, and I think Charles might have tapped briefly there. He fell behind, certainly. Maybe he just released. Certainly lost speed.
He's up into 4th right now, so he's still in the fight, but he's a long way from the top.
Yeah, he's going to have to really push it. To be fair, he immediately starts pushing it, so he understands. We know he's a very smart player, and he's currently fighting for 2nd place. Raceland has a somewhat safe distance, but that was not a lot of speed. Charles might be able to overtake. He certainly is. That's going to be him in a position to make up for his past mistakes.
Yeah, he's got the lead. He's got less than a 10th. Toto's trying to get on the attack, but he just gets it slightly incorrectly. Now Charles, this is the time. He'll grab the reset. He's going to take it incorrectly. No. We're not playing khaki, man. We're playing DuoCup. He completely throws away that round. Wiggity and She's get a 1-2. They'll get to finalist because they get 18 on top of 164. No. And 9 points goes to RPG. So we have 3 teams on finalists, 1 team who has validated a player, 2 teams that haven't, and 1 team that has yet to get any red numbers on their car. Charles could have done that. He could have gotten it. I think regardless, I believe TMGMs would have been able to make it. Oh, actually, I'm just checking both of them. They have made some errors, so they're actually both out of this round. She's DNF'd and Wiggity's in the back. So, Raceland, can you do the impossible? Can you deny not 1, not 2, but 3 and 4? Now 3 players from getting through. Charles, though, hunting Raceland down like a dog. He's got 2.8 seconds to cover. If he wants to get the position, he's very safe on that no-break section, and he comes out worse for wear. 0.4 of a second, still 0.4 of a second. Now it's 0.3 of a second as he gets a much tighter line. Raceland's all over the place. He's all over the shop, and that gives Charles the introduction he needs to overtake. But Raceland coming back with some fire. He's got the reactor. He gets it on the inside. He grabs the reset. He slides it through the finish. And he will save his team. And they get the 18. It's not going to be enough, but it's going to be 173 just before the map switch. Ladies and gentlemen, we could very well be seeing quadruple finalist, or as Fegley has put it, septuple finalists, something that I never thought would be possible. But RPG, they just have to win a round. They just have to win one round here on American Lions to make it finalist for everybody. And none of them are on that leaderboard, sadly, except for Charles. He is the only person in this lobby with a time that's in the top 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough ask, man. I think it would be hilarious if Raceland or Toto could deny yet again, because all they need is one person in first place. The other person doesn't even need to finish. Just deny every single finalist on the board.
Yeah.
And then you're finalist.
Exactly. Right. Yep, good idea. Easy money.
Easy. It's, you know, it's 50-50. Either you deny them all or you don't.
Yep, and nobody has gotten both players through. Not Team PB. They had a lot of chances there during Bug Spray, but now it is still just Barry. He's the only person on the field right now that does not have a teammate running. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. And think about Charles. He was almost he had what, 2 rounds that he absolutely could have gotten himself through because Nixotica was struggling on Bug Spray. But here on American Lions, Nixotica showing that he's got some pace here. He's getting it so on the inside. He's so close to the walls. Just enough, but it's going to do him in. He's going to clip the sausage block, and that puts him out of the running. That puts Wiggity in the lead with Charles in second. Raceland is there. Raceland is just behind by a couple of tenths. Could he place foil as Charles clips the wall? There's no way. Wiggity, you've only got 300ths of a second between you and second place. Raceland's on the inside, but he's going to go a little bit wide unless Wiggity messes this up. Into the finish we go, and it will be Wiggity getting himself through the validated category. Raceland, though, he has done it. Ladies and gentlemen, every single team is on finalists. 2 of them have validated a driver, and the other 2 still have much to do. So we have potentially 2 rounds to go.
For those who are new to watching NCSA tournaments, welcome to what I like to call the norm. Pure chaos. We welcome you to our humble region, as we are all psychotic. As it comes down to it, Charles with yet another opportunity to close it out, as he is pretty far in the lead, although Nixotica and Cheese now getting up towards the front as well. Let's stay on board with Raceland for now. Actually, no, let's hop on board with Toto.
Nixotica's out.
Yeah, that's I saw that one coming. He was very close to the wall. Now it's just Charles and Cheese, with Toto not too far behind, but he's going to need some mistakes if he wants the opportunity to overtake. Barry, once again, struggling. Charles up in the lead. Will he be able to close it out? Finally. It's taken him a couple of rounds. It looks clean.
There it is.
Finally gets there in due time.
I got a little nervous. He was jumping a little too far to the left for my liking.
Cheese was too far.
I know.
Thankfully, he did not jump that far to the left. It would have been funny for everyone besides him and Nix. But we are now, what's that, 5 people on the board. RPG players get someone in the finish so that we can have 4 players each from one team. We have yet to have even one team move on. I'm sure Randomize and Gabo, and potentially Alex, I don't know if he's also managing the bracket spreadsheet, are just sitting there, trigger fingers, waiting to type in who's going to which match, and like, God damn it, finish it already.
Well, right now it's It's looking like, I don't know, TMGM and Driving Gentleman both making great arguments for their team to be the first ones through. Toto, though, trying to play spoil. That's it. Toto's out of the round. It's Nick Exotica. It's Cheese. As we do see, I believe that was Raceland falling off. Who of these two is going to get through? Charles on the inside line. Cheese is a little bit less speed, but he gets the inside approach. Nick Exotica's going into the jump. He's going to clip it. And it will be Cheese going through with TMGM to the next round. And it's just a little bit too much pressure for Nick Exotica to overcome. Nobody from Team PB, nobody from RPG will be going through just yet on the second to last round of American Lions. It is TMGM finally putting the car back on the truck for just a little while.
Man, when we first joined this match after like a map and a couple rounds, would you have predicted the TMGMs to be the first one to go through?
You know what? I could have put my life savings on them not making it through. And I would be severely broke more than I am.
Well, now the pressure's really on Barry. And I hate to see it, right? Because that's so much pressure. I harken back to the first DuoCup with Zetins in the grand finals. Now, granted, this is not the grand finals, but I mean, they've been finalists for quite some time, and he's not doing bad, but he's not doing incredible either, as, well, right now he just has to hope that Raceland or Toto finish out before Nyx does, because Nyx looks kind of hungry, although not hungry enough, and it's probably going to be one of the RPG players getting someone in. If I were them, I'd say let Toto get it, and yeah, sure enough.
Nope, no. Raceland.
Oh, I think they wanted Toto, or maybe they didn't care, who knows, but
I don't know.
Toto seems to be the slower of the two. He's had more trouble getting those first places, so I think Raceland would have been a smarter bet to secure it, but we have one round remaining, period.
One round to play, and it's on Epic Bacon. It's on Nyx's map.
Oh no, I don't know if that helps or hurts Nyx.
I think the pressure's on, dude. This is your map. Oh, it's 1 30-second warm-up. 30 seconds of warm-up. It
Final
could be
round.
Barry. Could be Nyx. Could be Toto. Acrinator. Make a prediction. Anything. Anything if you can.
I'm gonna say... I'm gonna go with Toto. I don't know why.
Go Toto.
Just a random guess. I feel like Barry, the pressure has been bugging him too much, and Nyx... he has not looked the best on his own map, you know what I mean? So I think it's either going to be Toto or Nyx. I think Barry just seems a little bit too frazzled here. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. I love being proven wrong. I'm an analyst at heart, because then I get to figure out why was I wrong. But they're going to have to do it. They're ultimately, we're just here to talk, and they give us the script. So, I mean, one round. One round to end it all.
Yep, and we're already separated by... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Toto crashed. Toto's out of this. Oh. That's it for RPG, unless either one of these players can't get it done. But Nick Exotica, Barry's driving a little too safe. He's almost half a second off of the mapper, but Nick Exotica continues to grow his advantage almost 0.6 of a second. We talked about the cursing of a mapper on his own map, but hopefully today is the day the curse is broken. Barry's pulling in a little bit closer, 300s, but it's not enough. We are getting into the end. This is the only round on this map. Nick Exotica sets up wide, and he's going to set it up so safe. Ladies and gentlemen, the driving gentlemen have done it on Nyx's own map. We have finally figured out who is going where, and it only took us an entire lobby's worth of finalists.
This
started out
the furthest possible it could have gone, by the way, because we're only going to the top two. So I mean, Nyx, congratulations. That looked stressful. I was terrified as we're coming into the finish, because I'm sure he knows better than anyone that finish is full of shenanigans. Even Randomize was in chat being like, Nyx is gonna get cursed by it. So I'm like,
I saw that. I was looking, I'm like, dude, shut up, don't say that.
That's your former player, man. He used to be his manager.
I know, that's one of your boys. All right,
but it's all right. He gets to prove us all wrong.
Chalk It and Driving Gentleman for match number 1, and then it's going to be H&D and TMGMs for that second match. And from there, we will figure out who is going to tomorrow to be a part of, what is this? The McLaren 750 and the Suicide Squad. You know what? I'm not surprised that it's the top 6 seeds that have made it through. Because McLaren is 1, Suicide is 2, Driving is 3, PB is 4. Oh no, wait, PB didn't make it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I can't read. So it's TMGMs and H&D. H&D is 6th seed. TMGM is 8th seed.
They're punching above their weight. Yeah,
so now the question is, so they go up against what is it? H&D. Oh, that's close. That's a 6 and an 8 game. And then what is it? Chalk It and
DG.
Where is it? Chalk It and Chalk It and DG. That's a 3 and a 5 seed. Oh boy.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to figure out which match we want to cover. But first, we're gonna take a quick break because we've been going straight for a little while now. Give us a moment to refill our water bottles and whatnot. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time today as we get ready for the qualification match. This is an elimination match, worth noting, and we are going to be following along specifically with, as you can see, H&D and TM GMs. We decided to give Dummy the chance to prove himself on screen because a lot of his bracket matches we haven't gotten too many opportunities to see. Obviously, him and Hope stole a map off of Carl Jr. and Neil, and that's pretty impressive. So dare I say, they're the front runners coming into this.
Yeah, they are, and it's going to be interesting to see how they take on Wiggity and Cheese. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time in a while that they've been together in the same sort of room. So we are back to that best of 5 format. We got, obviously, 5 maps to play, first to 20 to set up finalists, and then from there, well, you guys can figure out the rest. You're smart enough. But on to American Lions for map number 1. It's been a great start for everybody. I am almost certain that this will be one of the closer matches, or maps that we see for these 4. But Hope right now, oh my god, so much speed there as we go into the penalty grass. That does leave Cheese by himself, though. Hope goes wide, so that puts Hope into last. We are currently, as far as the checkpoints are concerned, we are on for our patented 5 and 5, unless, of course, Wiggity decides that he wants to turn up and get a first. Sadly, he won't, so we are starting it off nice and typical with a
finish.
We are starting it off with a typical 5 to 5.
Golf clap, we got it.
Hope decides that he wants to actually get to the finish and not finish, so we have a 4 to 5. That'd be a first.
Yeah, well, you got to take those points where you can get them, and that was literally free. There was no one else standing in his way other than himself. But you know, we got there in due time. We are starting off with the age-old 5-5, and well, we'll have to see. As you know, Cheese and Wiggity, I feel like they've been slowly ramping up in performance over the course of the day. They started off, you know, not the most impressive. Obviously, I think they are the lowest seed that has made it thus far. Oh, geez, Hope. Okay, that's a lot of airtime and a lot of crashes, so Dummy's going to have to get another first place if they want to stay even. Otherwise, the TMGMs might be able to walk away with a little bit of a lead, although Wiggity's airtime there twice, in fact, is going to put a damper on that. Dummy's just kind of up on his lonesome.
Yep, he's got a decent, healthy gap right now between himself and second as Wiggity and Cheese continue to fight for that spot, and we keep it going with a 5 to 5 for the round. I mean, if there's one thing I can say about everybody is that regardless of where they are in the competition, regardless of their skill level, they're all disturbingly consistent with each other. Like, really, it's kind of a problem. But I respect it. I appreciate it. It makes life wicked easy for the rest of us. So, hey, if they keep it up, they keep it up. We get some double finalists, you know?
Actually, funnily enough, if I pull up the leaderboard right now, you can see that everyone's gotten the same position in both rounds thus far. Dummy's gotten first twice, Wiggity's gotten second twice, Cheese third twice, and Hope fourth twice. So, you know, I'm sure you know, maybe Cheese and Hope want to change that pattern a little bit, but thus far, everyone's been very consistent. Maybe not in the ways they want. But right now, actually, everyone's pretty darn close to each other. Hope trailing a little bit, but Dummy looking to overtake, at the very least, Wiggity, who's going for a very inside approach on the dirt. But Dummy has a lot of speed coming out of this. Is he going to be able to overtake anyone? I think he might be able to overtake both of them. He does!
Oh,
by 200s. He risked that so much.
You are kidding me. That is a ballsy play, and it pays off because we've done exactly what you would expect, ladies and gentlemen. It's another 5 to 5 here. Oh, good Lord.
All that effort, and they're still just tied.
Just for 5 points.
Yep. Well, you know,
it's impossible. It is impossible. Let's do it again. Let's make it another 5. You know what? Why not? I mean,
now here's the thing.
It keeps it interesting because there's nobody. Nobody really gets like an advantage.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I'm kind of concerned with is like Dummy, Cheese, and Wiggity seem to be rather consistently fighting it out for that, first, second place position. Hope seems to be struggling. I mean, they've literally got nothing but last place every single time, although maybe that'll change now. Who knows? Maybe not, though. What happens when they're finalists, which is likely to be after this round? Is Hope going to be able to close it out, or Cheese and Wiggity being relatively close to each other, are they going to be able to get it before? Yeah, Hope almost got that third place, but no, unfortunately. So stop cursing. I didn't curse anything that time.
I didn't do it.
They did it themselves.
No, you did. No, you did. You said maybe. You said maybe Hope will get better than last, and then he crashed.
I already said that he did. It's fine. I don't know. It's their fault, anyways. I'm assuming Hope is like from Kentucky or something. That is way too far away for me to physically change the outcome of their round. But either way, I mean, they're finalists.
It's Oregon. It's even farther.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So, point still stands.
I'm not going to Oregon. Screw that.
But yeah, I mean, Dummy is in a solid position. I mean, he's gotten... That doesn't even show the points anymore. I think he's gotten first place every single time. So, I mean, there's no reason to believe that he won't. But then that leaves Hope battling for his life. So I kind of worry.
Well, it's Dummy's going through 10th and a half. He'll jump in, and that's it. He's got it. He's done. So now it comes down to Hope. If there was ever a time to lock in, it would be now.
Lava, listen. I've been telling the players since I started casting TM that they need to wear tinfoil hats. That's been like one of my go-to lines from day one. And that was like...
We need to get the randomized Beacon Duo League tinfoil hat, if anyone remembers that. Absolute banger of a meme. I have that clip saved. Just because it's not even like... I have like my demo reel and whatever, and like the folder with everything in it. That's just there. That's just there. For no other reason than that I can have it. So yeah, if you guys need some tinfoil hat designs, go to Randomize. He's got you covered. But Hope, hold on a second. Does Hope have what it takes to actually close this out after so many rounds of basically denying himself? He's got almost a half second over Wiggity right now as we are getting into the finish. Hope just has to connect a few more of these dots. Cross some I's, and he will get it done. He crosses the I's, dots the T's, and Wiggity goes into the safe finish backwards. First time of asking for Hope after his teammate exits. He gets it done. H&D take the first map in this series of 5. TMGMs on the back foot early. But as we hop on over, the next map is going to be, well, take your bets now. I'm going to say Bacon.
I'm going to say
it's going to be Epic Bacon.
Lumavale.
It's Coconut. We're both wrong.
Okay. Well, that's also acceptable. Either way, man, I mean, Hope performed when he needed to. There was a lot of doubt, obviously.
Yep.
A lot of last places chained together does not instill confidence, but he got there when it mattered most. Granted, it required a bit of ping-ponging and Wiggity to just utterly fail the approach to the risky finish, but hey, lucky is also a skill that you can invest into if you play RPGs.
Yes, yeah, and if you play a lot of wall maps or khaki maps, yeah, you can also invest in a lot of luck. Not a good return on investment, I'll tell you that much, but damn, is it fun.
Either way,
oh, God.
Warm-up done, and, well, H&D are the favorites, obviously, as the TMGMs are far and away the lowest seed coming into this.
Yeah. Yeah, but on this map, Coconut, it is, I would say, out of the map pack, I would say that it would be easier than Lumavale, just based off of 1, experience, and 2, the rounds we've seen, how close they've been in the past. So I won't be surprised if this also goes to like a double finalist scenario here. This would be a very good map also for H&D to find their way into a second point, because that'll obviously further TMGM's woes. But right now, we are setting ourselves up. Oh, Cheese got the overtake on Dummy and Hope. So Wiggity and Cheese. Oh, there's a bit of a lift from Hope. Dummy's in the picture. This dirt uphill is going to decide it. Wiggity's got about 0.2 of a second. Hope touches it on the outside, and I think Cheese is going to have just enough. 13 milliseconds. We have broken the trend of fives as TMGM comes out swinging with a big 7 points. And we are off and running.
I think TMGMs are getting scarier and scarier over the course of really the day. Although if they do make it to tomorrow, that maybe doesn't bode well for the early portions of the day, as they need to warm up yet again going into that, because I don't know how much time they would have. But, you know, baby steps. They're down 0-1, so they need to at least win this map first and foremost. But getting those 7 points is putting them in a really good position. And, well, Cheese now does have to push it if he wants to maintain this lead. A 5 points across the board wouldn't be terrible, because they'd still be leading by the 4 they got. Hope and Dummy keeping it clean, and Wiggity doesn't seem to be super far behind, but far enough behind to make a difference right now. Dummy once again pushing really heavily coming into this final section, but he didn't really manage to overtake anyone last time. I don't know if it's going to be any more successful this time. No, everything stays the same as it always was, and, well, that's still 4 points in the lead, so you might get an extra round for TMGMs before H&D hit finalist.
Maybe. You're going to have to get a little bit lucky there, I won't lie. It's if the trends are anything to go off of, is that once you get that 7, or maybe it's 6 and 4, regardless, once you actually manage to get the better of the round point distribution, that's kind of all it takes. As we see Dummy with an early mistake, that's going to set him back not too far from the action, but obviously it's less than ideal in terms of where he would like to be. But Cheese and Wiggity running it 1-2. This is great for them. 7 points will put him at the dreaded 19, but it will still be far better than what Hope and Dummy could string together were they to get 1 and 2. But the gap is already a second between the front 2 and the back 2. It's formation flying right now for Wiggity and Cheese as we hit the last tech slide, as we drop or hop up onto the dirt, and we will be going uphill one more time, and it will be a 1-2. And how much are they separated by?
I'm assuming you heard the horn.
Yes, I did.
He drops the gear and immediately popped the horn. I'm like, of course.
I mean,
that's a pretty demanding lead, honestly. Getting 2 7-pointers is putting TMGMs in a really good position. It's not going to be super long until, you know, they have their opponents on finalists too. Wiggity, lock in, man. Come on. Oh, well, Dummy apparently decided to join the party, so it's really just Hope and Cheese right now who are up in that top battle, although Hope is slowly trailing as he had a bit of an awkward line there, and actually I think Dummy's even gaining back up again.
Yep, but it's even if Hope and Dummy are able to take 1-2 in this round, it's not going to matter because they'll be at 18, their opponents will be at 20, they'll be on finalists, which means they'll need at least another round in order to get to finalists themselves. But as we get closer to the finish, it's Cheese leading by a 10th and some change. Onto the dirt, Hope is pulling in a little bit, about 11 milliseconds, but Cheese will pop out the other side in the lead. So that'll put TMGMs at 20. And of course, it will be none other than the 5s. So TMGMs will be at 16, which means as long as they don't get last, they will be able to be finalists.
But that also gives TMGMs not just an excuse to get first place this round, but to get the top 2. So they both really want to push, because then they have an entirely other round where the single player remaining at that point, whoever it would be, has a bit of a buffer. They have room for mistakes. And I mean, right now, they're a little bit ahead. Dummy's pushing. He knows he has to. But TMGMs coming in from the underdog. Mayhaps we see a bit of a punch up from the lower seed. What were they? 8th seed coming into this,
I
right?
believe H&D. Yes, they were 8th seed.
No, I mean TMGMs.
Or no, TMGMs. Yeah, TMGMs were 8th seed. H&D is 6th.
Yeah. So I mean, would definitely be an upset. Cheese. Hard to really tell how much speed he has, but I think
God.
Dummy.
Oh. Holy! Wow.
He was
They're
trying.
so lucky. He's so lucky. It would have been 19. It would have been 19. Oh, that would have been a kick in the face. All that effort just to get 1 point short. Oh my god.
Being like milliseconds away.
I would never recover. I would be so severely in the mud. You wouldn't be able to drag me out of it.
But now, I mean, Wiggity is out of play. Oh, Dummy. I don't know what that crash was, but it means that he's gone. He's officially gone. He's DNF'd, and Hope clips. This is TMGM's opportunity to even up the playing field to 1-1 in terms of map score. Hope is a second behind, but sometimes this is the hardest kind of round to close out. But I don't know if Cheese is really going to be willing to risk it all that much. Just play the normal line. I know that is probably the most difficult possible thing to do right now. But I mean, you have even more than a second now. Hope is not exactly getting themselves out of the mud. You don't need to take the outside line. You can drop the gear as much as you want. Yeah, there goes the horn. He dropped the gear, and he got the finish. Nice and easy. All right, Caster Mans, put him up. Legion, says Dummy. Well, don't fly off the side of the track.
Go. Yeah, let's go. I'm in Massachusetts, baby. Pull up. Let's go. I'm ready. Are you ready?
He's a minor still. You can't say that.
All right, fine. I'll just get one of my little cousins to do it.
Oh, God. But, yeah, we got 1-1, tied up. Bug Spray is the next one, and I have nothing in terms of predictions for this. I mean, like in theory,
I predict an absolute clown fiesta. That's my prediction. My prediction is that no round is guaranteed until you cross the finish line, and even then, I'm not 100% sure I actually believe the results.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's Dummy and Cheese. We're expecting shenanigans, especially on this map. Just how it goes. I would love to see Cheese pop his horn like throughout the entirety of the end bug slide, regardless of whether it's a good bug slide or not.
Oh my god, please, that'd be so funny. Jeez, you have to.
I don't think he's listening. I would hope he's not listening, but worth noting, if anywhere did you say you're gonna DM him?
No, I said I'm gonna just keep the camera on.
Oh.
I could DM him. I'd be like, hey, you gotta hit the horn through the bug slide, bro, please.
It's like, please don't distract the players mid-round.
What? It's fun.
But Wiggity is the only person in the top 5 on this leaderboard. So, is worth noting. It's also worth noting that he's in 3rd place now, and somewhat in the mud. So, not really sure what to make of it.
No, he's down and out right now. It's Dummy and Cheese. So we could potentially get what it is that I desire, but until then, Dummy is pushing as best he can. Doesn't want to go too crazy right now. It's still first round here of Bug Spray. Winner of this obviously will take the lead in this best of 5, so it'll put the other team in a bit of a tricky situation, but we are going into the bug slide for the first time. As Dummy goes through in first, then it's Cheese. We wait on Wiggity and Hope.
He's quite far behind.
No, he's got enough. He's gonna take it safe. He's just gonna go for that
was
safe
the smart
finish.
move.
Honestly, it is, yeah, because you could. He definitely had the speed to go for the risky, absolutely, but it would not have been the correct decision to make. Because if he messed it up, well, that would have been one less point that his team is getting. So right now, it's early on. It's better to just play it safe. Don't go for anything crazy unless you absolutely have to.
And especially when all the other points are locked in, then there's no reason to risk it. I mean, it's good for practice, but at that point, the clock's running down. You don't really want to do too much to risk anything. Yep. And, well, currently, H&D are looking pretty good in terms of positions. Wiggity, despite having 5th world on this map, is not looking too consistent. And Hope touches the wall, so that's gonna be a bit of mud for everyone. Once again, it's Cheese and Dummy coming into the bug slide section. Dummy, once again, gets a lot of speed out of it. And Cheese is, I don't know, just trying not to crash at this point. Dummy's a bit too far ahead to hope for much else other than that Dummy messes up and you can overtake without having to risk for, what, a second and a quarter, give or take?
Something like that, yeah, I would say that'd be...
Dummy.
Oh!
They're both going safe! Okay.
Jeez. That was strange, because if Wiggity... I thought Wiggity would have gone and sniped it for sure with the bug slide finish, but I guess he was just too far back.
No, he was in the mud a little bit too much, but he did snipe his own teammate, so I guess bragging rights, but
you know,
other than that.
I wonder, you talked about Wiggity's got world record, but Wiggity's not doing too well. I wonder if he's just getting fatigued at this point. I mean, he's been playing since what, 4 p.m. Eastern, or hold on, what time zone does he? Oh, he's Michigan. Okay, so he's still East. He's still Eastern time.
Is
so. Yeah, it's still it's right. At least when I would go, we'd be on the western side of the state, so that's like right on the time zone line. So it'd be like 9:30, and it would still be light out in the middle of summer. I'm like, nope, that's not correct. It needs to be less light. But no, it is still Eastern. It's still Eastern Standard Time. So Wiggity's been playing since 4 p.m. today. So shout outs to him. Everybody who's still in this competition, of course, has been playing since 4 p.m. So there it is. Well, more of the fatigue, I guess, coming through. That puts Cheese up in the lead. Hope and Dummy are just waiting. Hope is much more in the picture than Dummy is. Dummy's just waiting for scraps, but it is Hope that is looking to maybe capitalize if both of them make a mistake. But Cheese goes very wide. Oh no!
Oh, catastrophe!
That bounce, that head bonk off of the plastic was perfect. It just shot him straight down.
I mean,
but disaster round for them as H&D get a 7.
That's the second round in a row that Cheese had the setup for the risky, but went so far to the left that he clipped the border before the actual jump and didn't have enough speed. So, I mean, he got lucky that it bounced him down, but he really only got in front of his own teammate there, because both of H&D hit the risky, and now it feels like a reverse situation of the previous map, where TMGMs were just so far ahead that they had the opportunity and the ability to close it out early, and now H&D might be able to do the same and regain their lead.
Well, it's going to take a bit of an effort to get back to that point. But right now they're doing well. They got Dummy in first. They got Hope in third. They're guaranteed finalists at this point. It's just a case of how many points do they give over to TMGMs as Hope slips into P4 as Cheese and Wiggity run side by side here as we get towards the end of the map. Dummy, his lead over half a second. Hope is just about half a second off of Wiggity. But as we get in, he's going to pull in a little bit closer. We'll see if Dummy can get this risky. He can. Same with Wiggity. Same with Hope. And Cheese messed up his setup.
Okay. That's the
barely made it.
That's the third round in a row that Cheese is just struggling on this map. And I mean, it gives them a little bit of wiggle room if you're H&D, but like, man, Cheese, you got to get it together. You got to be able to close out finalists on this map. You don't want to go down yet again, because then H&D are on match points, and that's not a fun time. And it really just seems like it's the ending. Like he's doing good everywhere else other than just the final bug slide, really the setup to the bug slide. I don't think he's been able to do the bug slide really since that first round. So I don't know what you do if you're Cheese here. You just got to figure out some way to get out of that headspace without having too much of a break for it.
Exactly, and with the amount of pressure that you're being put under with Dummy and Hope, it just makes that task even more of a problem. And I mean, luckily for him, Hope made a mistake and just kind of grazed the wall. Unfortunately, his teammate Wiggity went right into the support pillar of that checkpoint, so he's out of this round. But it's all going to come down to the end. If there was a time for Cheese to start Change in fate, it would be now, as Dummy goes a little bit high there on the exit, so he doesn't get that much speed. We'll set up for the bug slide. Dummy's so far on the inside. That was a very risky setup, but it worked out beautifully for him. So Dummy gets himself out of this match for the time being by getting first. That does, of course, put TMGMs onto finalists, and it's all on Hope to close it out here on Bug Spray, so that he and Dummy can go up 2-1 in this last match of the day. And already Cheese with that wall touch.
Based on, honestly, how both Wiggity and Cheese have been playing thus far, I have more faith and hope. I didn't even finish the sentence and I blessed him that time. I have more faith and hope. And I mean, now it's really just up to Cheese, who has been struggling so much to get that ending. So Hope needs to keep it clean, which honestly he has been. He hasn't been the fastest, but when your opponents just keep messing up, it's the Valve strategy. Do nothing and win anyways. You know? It's
exactly. And with I was going to say, with Cheese's bug slides at the end, it's... no. Oh, it's the wall touch. We didn't even account for that.
Yeah, I think this map has just become mud for TMGMs. I hope it doesn't mean that the series is mud, but I mean, hope don't go safe, but I mean, like, it's looking good. And Cheese, yeah, that felt like a foregone conclusion. They were just so in the mud with this map. And to be fair, this is probably the trickiest map in the entire pack, but these are the maps that you gotta win if you want to get further in the series, man.
Absolutely it is, and we will be moving on to our next map, which is going to be Epic Bacon. Potentially. For the last time we will play this map. Or sorry, for the last time we will all be in a lobby together. We are coming towards a critical point in this competition. If H&D can get it done here, then they are through to tomorrow, and unfortunately we'll have to say sayonara to the TMGMs. But if the TMGMs can find some light somewhere in that tunnel, then they absolutely will force that game, or that map 5, which will be on none other than Lumavale. So if you want to get a little bit of spice, folks, you've come to the right place. There is so much more left on the table. But first round here on Epic Bacon. H&D up 2 points to TMGM's 1. Whoever wins this map will decide the outcome of today. Either we close up shop early or we go for another round. But at the start, it's very good for everybody. Cheese is off the pace a little bit, but it's only 3.5 tenths.
Definitely not unrecoverable, but honestly, Hope in particular seems to be very comfortable on this map. They have really good pace, and while there might be some mistakes here and there, with the 4-team matches, it feels like there's a little bit less pressure right now. Although I say that, and Wiggity's right there, but so is Dummy, so it's hard to really say, Cheese, that's a very awkward approach. Let's hop on board with Wiggity, because a lot of the pressure is now on him. I think it's a 1v1 versus Hope and Wiggity, because I think Dummy might have failed somewhere along the lines, and Wiggity manages to overtake. Where is Hope? Hope is right there. Cheese is respawning. Take the safe, and I don't know where Dummy is. Not finishing. No, Dummy's not finishing.
No, he's not close enough.
No. That's, I think, the first time in the series that we've seen someone DNF. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's a 3-point gap, though, so it's not like they're losing a ton, but it's still not the start you would like. So
yeah,
maybe that's a first round fluke. I'm gonna toss it up to that for right now. So I think that maybe it's just one slight misstep of a round. I don't think that this will dictate the entirety of this map.
Definitely not. And I mean, Hope, look... Okay, well, Dummy and Cheese are both so beyond in the mud, and apparently so is Wiggity. Hope is alone He's vibing up towards the front, and I mean he's got almost 3 seconds. So I just chill, man. I don't even know. This is a round that is somehow worse.
Yes, it is. It is a round.
This is somehow worse than the previous one, which I didn't think was possible. But oh, please, this is not. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
What is Wiggity's failed? Well, Wiggity can make the finish.
Okay.
Cheese makes the finish. Dummy makes the finish. What is happening?
Well, you know, that went from like...
Am I having like a stroke or something?
God, it feels like it. We've been casting for almost 5.5 hours. But
yeah, roughly.
Yeah, this went from scuffed to a completely different kind of scuffed. Oh, I'm too tired for this, man. I wouldn't have it any other way.
How do I put this? It's like watching... Oh God, I don't even know. Like a train wreck doesn't sound right. A car crash doesn't sound right. It's like watching.
Oh jeez. Oh no, it's not ending. We're still in the round from hell.
Oh my lord. He said in chat that Carl Jr. is shaking watching this. If you mean shaking from how hard he's laughing, yeah, he is absolutely vibing. But I don't think he's shaking in his boots, and especially not from Cheese at the very least. But we've got a 5 situation set up. H&D got 6 points. TMGM's got 13, so that would be 18 to 11. We're going to a map 5. We're going to Lumavale. At this rate. So Wiggity will get first. Dummy somehow makes it into the finish. It didn't look like he was gonna make it.
Cheese.
And Cheese completely misses.
Okay, everyone finished.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Well, you know how you asked if you were having a stroke? I think Randomized put it best. No, the players are having strokes at this point. That's the only explanation. I think we need to, you know,
it doesn't matter at this point, man. It doesn't matter. It's like...
Lumavale will not be denied.
No, Lumavale is like, you will play on my course. And everyone's just like, okay, whatever you say, man.
Nixotica, perfect timing. You can see the chaos you have indirectly caused.
Nixotica, your map
is
a problem. Yes, thank you for the raid. I'm going to keep it clean. F you for the map. Because it has been... To say unpredictable... feels too predictable. It feels like it's a secret third thing.
It's a quantum state we haven't discovered.
You're right. It's Schrodinger's.
Oh, tell me. At least Hope overtook
Wiggity.
him. What is happening?
And Wiggity. I don't know. Cheese is in second. Hope is in first. Oh no! I saw his name disappear. I thought he respawned. I'm like, bro, don't do this to me. My frail heart. Well, he'll get first. Cheese will get second. Dummy will barely get third as Wiggity got so much speed.
Alex, thank you for the raid and welcome to the chaos. None of us know what's happening.
The players you guys ever want to know what it's like? Do you guys want to know what it's like to be in hell? You found it.
This series has been slowly devolving, but this map is when it turned into a fever dream.
my brain has been devolving this entire time, and
I think the fatigue is really showing on these players. It really is. This map
showing on us. All right, TMGMs are on finalist. H&D are on 17. We're going to double finalist here. If by some stroke of dumb luck, H&D lock in for like half a second, we can have the impossible happenings of them getting to finalists and then closing it out, and we don't have to play Lumavale, which would be probably the funniest way for this to go. But for right now, it is going to be Cheese up in the lead by about half a second as we slot on through. Hope had a bit of a wonky entry there. Wiggity's just going to die. So, Hope is through. All right, it is double finalists. There is, of course, one more round at the minimum to play here on Epic Bacon. Wiggity's got to do it. Hope and Dummy
Also
Which
gotta
god
do
do you
it.
pray to? Which god do you pray to? That's my question. I feel like you kind of spoiled for choice. There's a lot of them out there. So, I mean, right now, it seems like this is the map that, to make it serious and analytical, this seems to be the map that Hope and Dummy maybe aren't the best on. Like, out of the 5 maps in this map pack, this might be their worst. And, I mean, if these rounds are anything to go off of, that would absolutely be the case. Wiggity has been relatively consistent alongside Cheese, and, you know, that's allowed them to get to finalists first and, of course, send one of their players through already. But this round has gone excellently. Everybody is with it. We have yet to make a mistake outside of some shaky lines, but Wiggity holding on somehow. He's a 1,000th of a second. Now he takes the lead ahead of Dummy, ahead of Hope. They're going to have to push. It's an inside line push for both of the H&D players. Dummy with the nose down, but Wiggity's got more speed. He picks them off with a 1:09, and it will be Lumavale for the final decider map of today. For these two teams, an unbelievable. I had a feeling that those turn-ins from Dummy and Hope were just not gonna give them the speed. One of them fell, and the other one fell immediately after, and it was Wiggity, just cool as a cucumber, pulling through like it's nothing.
Unbelievable. Now, somewhat thankfully,
oh Lord,
Lumavale is not as wild of a map. We got through Bug Spray and we got through Epic Bacon. God, those 2 maps back to back are just obscene. They are brutal. It's cruel and unusual punishment. You gotta space those ones out a little bit. God help us if we do that in the grand finals. Randomize, either make it happen or make sure it doesn't happen. I'm not sure which one I would prefer at this point, but yeah, warm up over, and we're down to the wire. We already know the other match is finished. I don't know what the scoreline was, but I'm not going to check right now because we're getting into the rounds.
That is Chalk It 3-0'd DG.
Not too surprising, honestly. Chalk It looked really good.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the first. I think that's like the first and only. Yeah, that's the first and only 3-0 that we've had today. Everything else has been either a 3-1 or a 3-2.
Impressive, but either way, it's impressive that these players are still standing. But now, at the very least, Lumavale's, again, one of the more tame maps. It's just pace. So, probably less, or at least less crazy mistakes. But I mean, thus far, everything's been relatively clean. Although, TMGMs are looking pretty good right now, as Dummy has had a little bit of airtime, a little bit of an awkward while riding the plastic, and Hope is looking to attack somewhat into second place. Doing a good job of it, but so far TMGMs are holding strong.
Yep, it's the consistency that we kind of hope for. 1-2 for them, as Hope does not get the landing he wants, and Dummy doesn't get the dirt corner he wants, so that'll make it an easy 1-2 for TMGM, so they will take 7 points in this first round. Could we be seeing, potentially, Dummy and Hope getting what might be their worst map?
Oh, God.
I mean, if Epic Bacon wasn't, Lumavale be that map. I'd like to just specify that very quickly.
I don't know at this point, because I forget which map Randomize would know which map Dummy stole. Dummy and Hope stole off of Carl Jr. and Neil. I forget which one they said. Was it Lumavale? Or maybe it was Bug Spray. I think it was Bug Spray. But
Bug Spray,
I think at this point you can almost attribute it less to, like, is this their map or not? And more just like, how tired are they? Because this is a long day. It's a long day for us, and we're just talking, right? Like, let alone them. Like, imagine their hands cramping up after all this. The focus that it takes to hit these lines, and, like, they're still doing pretty decent. Right now, Dummy and Hope are 1-2, but Cheese is certainly trying to play spoiler to that. So, I mean, it's like, really hard to say.
I know, it's like endurance racing almost, but instead of, eventually
like
after some time you get into a rhythm, you just hit your marks and, you carry on from there. It's like every round is the first lap of a 24-hour race. Every single one of them.
Jeez. I love that horn. And yeah, I don't know, because they just flipped it right back. So I would pretty confidently say that Lumavale is not Dummy and Hope's worst map. It's just that, you know, they gotta fight through that fatigue, and while we took a roundabout way to get there, it's effectively been 5-5. So we are running back to tradition.
And Cheese off the start goes into the ring, so he's out of this. So it's basically down to Wiggity to try and make it a 5-5 round, and at the moment he is barely leading it. But yeah, it's still a lot of work, especially with Dummy and Hope bearing down on you.
He clipped.
What he does.
He
clipped it. All right. Well, for Hope and Dummy, this is potentially 7 points, would put them in an awesome position to be just one round away from finalist. But for Cheese now, or sorry, not Cheese, for Wiggity, it's everything to play for here, as he starts to reel in Hope just a little bit, and in the meantime, Dummy will extend his lead by maybe a tire width. It's not a lot, really, but that was not the line for Dummy. That puts him back into the jaws of Wiggity, and the transfer onto the pole is not going to go his way, and Wiggity, completely miscalculating the drift, goes straight into the checkpoint. This will be H&D's 7. Wiggity's going to grab 2, and Cheese will have just enough time to make it to the end there for 3. So H&D, they are 1 round away from finalist, but so are the TMGMs should things go their way.
Anything's possible at this point, man. They've taken turns almost, it feels like, getting first and second, but I'm sure the TMGMs, at being so close, it feels like they're more consistent, dare I say, to H&D,
Yep.
You know, whereas Dummy and Hope are really good at sending it. But, you know, when you're this fatigued, you're making this many mistakes, it's kind of expected, but it's also just, like, not gonna get you where you need to be if you want to move on to tomorrow. So, Cheese misses the reactor entirely, so you can see he has 0 speed. It's all up to Wiggity right now. And right now, he is sliding out, so Hope and Dummy, 1 and 2. Wiggity almost crashes the ring there and gets a nose slide on top of that, so it's just insult to injury, and it feels like nothing they can do can stem the bleeding right now. They just need to get the 3 points and then look to next round to deny, because right now I think it's just a mental reset. Take your time, just get to the finish line, do whatever you gotta prepare for sending it just as hard as these kids do.
Yeah, there's still time. It's not over just yet. Yeah, your opponent will be on finalist, but you yourselves can deny. They'll be on 16, as Dummy and Hope are going to go on to finalist status here on Lumavale, the last map in a best-of-5 series to decide who will be granted the privilege of playing tomorrow's sort of grand playoff, if you will, here for the NA Duo League. And, well, it could be anybody. I don't even know. I couldn't have predicted any match today, besides maybe one. But I did predict that this would be a very fun and interesting match to watch, so I was right.
Dummy clipping almost immediately. What happened to Cheese? He just disappeared.
Cheese is there. I think I don't know what happened. He's 3/10 off Wiggity right now, playing Denial for Hope, and Dummy gets that exit was beautiful. Out of the reactor, out of the grass, he just opens the gap wide open. And it's going to be how much? Quarter second here. He's just got to hang in there. Dummy's going to go for an inside line. He's not going to get a lot of speed out of that, though. Wiggity, there's one spot, really one problem spot, and it's going to be this transfer onto the pipe. And thankfully, he makes a stick, but he clips the wall. He clips the wall, but Dummy can't capitalize. He's not close enough. Wiggity didn't slow down enough. So Wiggity keeps the TMGMs alive and actually gives them finalist status. We are double finalists once again, and it is the final map. We are looking 3 rounds, Acrinator. 3 more rounds at most. That's all we are afforded here.
Yeah, the light is at the end of the tunnel. Granted, it might not be the exit that some of these players would have wanted. It's really just going to depend. Pray to whatever god you you worship, because I don't know if they can help you at this point. It's just gonna be pure adrenaline fueling them through the exhaustion. Dummy getting the best of the start, but everyone looking rather clean. No major mistakes thus far, but that's not to say that there won't be at this point, because when does the adrenaline stop? And Cheese, a little bit of a wobble, but doesn't seem to lose anything from it, so they're all fine and dandy right now. Hope gets a no slide, so he's entirely out of it. Fully DNFs. I kind of don't blame him. There's nothing he could have done at that point. And it's really just up to Dummy to try and get that finalist validated.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He's got the lead right now. He's got a 10th between himself and Wiggity and Cheese. Although that's going to tighten up a little bit. 700ths of a second. He's got to hold on. He's really risking some of these corners. So is Wiggity. All over the place they go. We're going to get the turnaround to the Rally Castle. We're going to hop on the pipe. They both get it. Dummy's on the inside. He clips in the same way the last round, and that will propel Wiggity up into first. TMGMs have one player through. They just have to get Cheese through, but he's got to get past Dummy and Hope. Could we be seeing the final round of today, Acrinator?
Just imagine how insane it would be to have, you know, top 4 teams in the DuoCup. And this is a pretty high level tournament for our region, right? I'd put it up there with PATC, which is supposed to be the premier event. And you have the 8th seed coming in and stealing one of the final 4 spots. Like, that's a story and a half. And granted, even H&D being 6th seed. But then again, Dummy is also a very high caliber player. He's been at this level before. Hope is a bit of a newcomer. Cheese feels like oftentimes he's just shy of hitting this level, so it's really exciting to see the potential of not just the upset, but like a really big upset in terms of the bracket. And this is a very interesting approach. You get so much speed out of the plastic ride. Hope is already DNF, so he's out of it. It's entirely up to Dummy to keep their tournament dreams alive. This is for all the marbles coming into tomorrow. Dummy takes a very aggressive approach, but he has a wide line. Is that going to pay off with more speed? It's hard to say. Cheese coming into this. He needs to avoid any clips. Dummy goes a little bit wide. He's losing more situation. And Cheese coming into this final approach. I think that's all she wrote. There's only so much more you can mess up, and Dummy's actually the one. Not that it mattered, because Cheese with a 107.9, not the fastest time in the world, but it doesn't have to be, because the TMGMs have made their way to the playoffs brackets after what feels like an eternity.
Unbelievable. You couldn't have written it better if you had tried. You're telling me that a lower seed's come in and is going to kick it with a top 4? Like, I mean, all I'm waiting for is them to, like, roll on up to, like, the Carl Jr. Neil match and somehow take a round off of them. Like, that's kind of where I'm at this point. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of where we're at. And it's terrifying, and oh god, I'm just checking. I got the bracket, I got other stuff, like,
let's check the bracket.
Everything everywhere. Like, I don't understand. So Chalkit beat DG3-0, HD fell to TMGMs. So if we look, everybody is here. Everybody has to play together. So it's not over yet. It's not decided. Nobody's getting eliminated. We're good. However, 2nd and 3rd will fight it out in the semifinal. The first person, or first place team from that first match will automatically go through the grand finals. 2nd and 3rd fight it out, which means 4th place obviously is done, because you can't do a 2v2 with 3 teams. That's kind of weird. You have to get rid of one of them at the very least. So looking towards tomorrow, because you and I will not be here, of course.
I actually will be. I am still producing and casting.
Okay. Well, meh. Well, I'll give my prediction. I will give my prediction for tomorrow. I think that what we will see is we will be seeing Carl and Neil going to the final. I think that's a given. All right, you look at how well they played in the qualifier. They came out on top as the number 1 seed. You look at how they have been playing in their matches. They get it done rather quickly when it came to the 2v2. Yes, they dropped a map to H&D, but that doesn't really matter all that much. And obviously, looking further, I mean, they were already done with the day, so it's, you know, they've been chilling. They're good. They got some time to relax. So I think they go to grand finals. If I had to go to for the second person to go to grand finals, I would probably have to go with Suicide Squad. They have been one of the stronger teams here in this competition. Obviously, second place seeding does them wonders. Although I very much could see Chalk-It take one and go to grand finals. I genuinely do not think that we will be seeing the TMGMs in the finals. Whoever said I'm wrong is an idiot. It's probably randomized, but what does he know?
That's randomized, yeah. He said Legion is always wrong.
Yeah, am I always wrong? Yeah, okay, bud. Anywho,
he can literally just join the VC. He has perms.
I know. It's not like we're blocking him out. Anyways, McLaren 750 goes to grand finals. I think Suicide Squad come along with them, although Chalk-It might have not the best chance, but should the stars align and should they recover from today pretty well, I think they have a shot at it. TMGMs, though, they are the weaker team. I don't see them getting to final or to even to semifinals at all.
Randomized with his meta commentary. I wonder what he would do if I just, there. but
perfect.
But no, yeah, I knew that was coming. But either way, I think TMGMs. I can still tell you can just hop in the VC. We literally cannot silence you. I think TMGMs are in a serious uphill battle. It's going to be difficult for them in particular, just because it felt like over the course of the day they got stronger. They started off particularly unimpressive, and then by the end they were taking out Dummy and Hope, which was a front runner. Alex, shut up. I don't know what Alex is saying now, but
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, hi. Hey, Alex, how you doing, bud?
Either way, I could see a battle between Suicide Squad and Chalk-It for that semifinals, but I agree with you that McLaren 750 is probably just going to go straight to the grand finals after the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheese and Wiggity, prove me wrong. I'm on broadcast tomorrow anyways, for at least part of it. I don't know who else is casting right now at the top of my head, but yeah, I love to be proven wrong. By all means, defeat Carl Jr. That would be the story of a lifetime.
I know. Can you imagine? You're like, how was your weekend? I just beat the best dude in North American Trackmania. What did you do with your weekend?
No, you just defeated the best dude in literally Trackmania, just period.
3 of Trackmania. Yeah, you beat God himself. Congratulations.
God can't save you because he's versing you. But either way, I think we are exhausted, Legion. So any closing statements?
I'm hungry. That's my closing statement.
Fair.
No, I mean, today we had some great matches. Looking at the bracket, I really can't be surprised that we have the 1 seed, the 2 seed, and the 4 seed in there. Or not the 4 seed, excuse me, the 5 seed. I am very surprised that TMGM is punching above their weight. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you told me at the start, oh, hey, these guys are going to go through to tomorrow to play top 4, I would call you crazy. But clearly, I've been proven wrong. I still hold firm in my beliefs that it will probably be McLaren winning it all with the heavy punches of Carl Jr. and Neil. Who gets second? It's either going to be Suicide or it's going to be Chalk-It. That's just where I'm at.
It kind of depends on who shows up, in my opinion, because I mean we covered their match in the upper bracket and it was terrifyingly close. So
yeah.
I mean, Neil in particular is going to be fighting he is one of the defending champions. Charles was the other one. So, I mean, Neil going for the 2-time and the repeat. Currently only Charles has done that because he won the first and second. Yep. So, hey, more history to be made. And I think that's all we have. I think we're going to end it there so we can actually eat. I was grabbing some snacks during the break, but I don't think Legion managed to do much. So thank you all for watching. Tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST or 3 hours after Cup of the Day. For those who don't know Eagle time, as it were. Brain stopped working hours ago. Good night.
Bye, chat.
Bye, everybody. We're gonna send it. We're gonna raid. We'll figure it out.